So there's code on screen, pause if you want to look at it at any length, but what I mentioned in the last video about prizes, you can literally see the code, you know, surgery prizes, treatment prizes, bandage prizes, medical kit prizes. So for surgery prizes specifically, I put in basically what I want to do. Usually, again, as always, I use message log to debug things and to kind of play with what I may want to spit out to the player, but otherwise I add effects like, you know, heal, reason, decrease doom, so on and so forth. So as we get an Eldritch Parasite run, and yeah, we'll play with Yashiro today. Yeah, just gonna play more with the old gun, and that's pretty much the main change I made. I think if we even see the surgery, so be it. But aside from that, the only other thing to note is that I'm slowly hammering down Eldritch Parasite. I'm slowly hammering down the graphics, of which I'm still not quite pleased with. But as we get into a no shackle run on Eldritch Parasite with Yashiro, as always, we play with technical difficulties, but the surgery option is going to be the, I guess it gets us, I think it's like 1 stamina, 1 max reason, which might not seem like a lot, but I figure I might as well give you something if you want to pay extra funds, if I release this god publicly, because it's not available publicly, and you need perm to play it. So, dexterity, light, knowledge, second mystery, second encounter, maybe charisma check. And to kind of tangent for a moment, again, I do go through a lot of custom content, or making my own custom content, for the sake of basically fueling my own brain juices. I'm losing my words because as of the past week or so, I've been recording at very late times. So Household Hell, Akamanto, Vigil, YEW, and Taxi. So 3 boss mysteries immediately: a tree, an urban legend, and taxis. So we'll take the urban legend first and move on. I mean, there's a more specific term to use, but you get the point. We can equip the bronze crucifix. Maybe we get to fight ghosts, but even if we're fighting ghosts, aside from, I think it's like half and half. Half the ghosts I don't really want to fight normally anyway. Still going to be better than going for an actual ghost encounter, but depends on what you like, right? I don't think I want any of these, so I'm going to actually restock this. Oh, I forgot I added this, by the way. It costs 3 funds, though. That's quite a lot. And we're just going to keep re-rolling until we find something we can use. Probably the butterfly knife. We'll take a look elsewhere, but I don't think there really is anything else. So, 21% Doom and a Dream. Off we go. I was gonna say something, and then I saw max threat level downtown and max threat level school. Well, this is gonna be how we live today. Taxi, we can run through the forest and arrest human encounters there, but at the same time, I don't want to take damage from Akamanto just in the face. So while we're gonna be getting Doom, it's still not gonna be the greatest. Also, I was about to say, keeping in mind that we are getting technical difficulties every so often, so this reason damage can quickly add up. I'm gonna keep walking forward though, at least for the first mystery or so. See how great it works out for me, or not great if RNG slaps me in the face. -2 all. I really should just run here. -4 all for this. No. As much as I would have liked the experience, no. Now, that being said, as Yashiro, we do get some okay perks. I always thought Yashiro's perks were okay, but they weren't the most amazing. I think there was one that was, like, usable, but aside from that, there's a lot of RNG elsewhere, basically, is all I'm trying to say. So, as we take stamina damage in the face here, here's your reminder that Eldritch Parasite is a run where you don't get to Desperate Struggle, because by the time you get to Desperate Struggle on an Eldritch Parasite run, you're probably about to die, and you don't want... So, yeah, it is something you lose out on, but shrug, right? So we're just going to brace an attack, just go for it, because I would rather just take -2 all and then get out here. Otherwise, we probably would have lost about -4 all anyway, because of how... If we don't use handcuff tech, although I'm pretty sure we probably lose 5 all, but we deal. So the question now is taxi or a tree? I'm gonna fight the tree first. I could just bloodlet, but I'm kind of curious because I forgot how much experience the boss gives us here. So as we just take a broken jaw in the face, well, I should have actually enabled nurse Yeah, so the thing about technical difficulties here is that I probably should have played around with. I'll play around with it next video especially if I add other effects or events. But yeah, you can get rid of technical difficulties because I treated it as an actual minor mystery that you can get rid of through the nurse. Now, I did add an extra effect when you use the nurse, which is an extra 1 doom per stack, or each technical difficulties increases doom by 1 on top of whatever is used for the nurse. So I wanted there to be more, I'm losing the word, consequence, basically. I think I just take reason damage in the face here. Thank goodness we fighting this ghost does make a difference, because even if we wanted to sever, I think it was pretty much, I think we get 8 sever damage per turn, right? I'm too lazy to do math. Butterfly knife plus 6 knowledge should be 4 sever damage. I'm going crazy. Anywho. Yeah, we do have some doom to spare. Unfortunately, we don't get to do much else with it. So, with the doom that we have, because it's the stamina and reason I'm mostly worried about, and mostly worried about on an Eldritch Parasite run. I don't believe my event RNG. I know I've said this over and over again, but I try to plan for the worst case scenario. Now, you'll see me take risks here and there, but aside from those moments, which are few and far between, and I usually preface it by saying, I realize how low RNG is, I just want to prove the point. Also, I think technical difficulties has been proccing on my face, so we do need to get rid of them, because yeah, over the course of like the other 60% of this run, we're probably going to take a bunch of reason damage, and because we can't heal reason on an Eldritch Parasite, it would have been better to get rid of them, although I'm lamenting over the fact that I didn't use the nurse. I'll use it next time, or I'll try to remember to use it next time. Anyway, into taxi we go. So what was it again? Was it just on your own? I'm going crazy. I don't remember Yashiro at all. I mean, I haven't played a lot of base characters in a long time, but that's beside the point. It's a relevant point, but you get the point, I think. Anywho, you know, it would be nice to pass some of these checks, but we're going to actually tree for funds. We need to get rid of these technical difficulties. Fungal growth, not going to matter as much, thankfully, on an Eldritch Parasite run. What is going to matter is getting rid of these. So, the thing to note, the thing to note is that I added an effect that gives you stamina and max stamina. Unfortunately, it does nothing for you in an Eldritch Parasite run because, yeah, you can't heal stamina, and you probably have more max stamina than you know what to do with. Now, that would change if I had run my usual strat, but I figure I might as well, especially if I'm playing Yashiro, yeah, play with the weapon and see how it goes. Again, though, on an Eldritch Parasite run, I would normally fish for, about Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain, but we're going to play with the weapon. Because I would advise you to try out a weapon on Zectast as well before looking for other strats to use. That I was wondering if I got another... Yeah, I did get another stack of technical difficulties. Well, we live with it for now. Again, here I really should have... enabled the nurse, because again I allowed it to be. I wanted to give you more than a few ways to get technical difficulties off you. I could include it as part of the curse recovery options, but I mean I gotta put my foot down at some point. We're gonna gamble, by the way. So 70, 70, 70. This is worse than like 50-50. In fact, it's probably like 33%. But you know, if we hit it, great. So let's take these funds. I'll wait for another stack of... so there is still some, you know, some micro strategy you can do here. Because keeping in mind that every time you visit specifically the hospital or the doctor's office, doom is increasing. So you need to, if you want to try and save on more doom, literally double the doom, you can wait until 2 stacks of technical difficulties. The problem with that is what happens when reason keeps proccing over and over and over again. At that point, then you would not have... lost as much resources. We're going to run to the trees, by the way. And I'm going to use these cigarettes. But, yeah, at that point... So, there's no point losing 10 reason to try and save pretty much 1 or 2 doom. Which is what you would save if you normally go for, say, you know, 2 or 3 stacks of technical difficulties, and reason never procs. But if reason does proc, then you run into a bit of an issue. Please hit all of these attacks. That would be nice. Thank you. What are these jumper cables again? Knowledge. And we can use it, but Eh. So, because we ran into the trees, we don't get the ally there, but that's fine. Is it Zeal? Okay, it was Zeal. I kept thinking of something different. But Zeal, yeah, so we get extra damage, thankfully. I knew that Yashiro had something very good for Eldritch Parasite, but I didn't want to just say and be wrong. But, yes, on an Eldritch Parasite run, Zeal is going to give you more value. I wouldn't say a little bit more, but I wouldn't say it's the greatest value, and the reason I mentioned that is because an extra point of damage in encounters, but I had actually a logic behind it. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. I am a little tired. Read the paper. Hope for the best. That's free. Okay, good to know. We can just take the Doom here. But I'm gonna clap and bow 3 times instead. I had a yawn, but my reason's already looking really low, and we're stuck in Vigil, by the way. Keeping in mind that I think technical difficulties can proc even in Vigil. What is my accuracy right now? Why? Did I miss 485% in a row? I did. What do you mean? You know, I didn't call this as kind of a golden op. Oh, I missed this. We have a 25% accuracy rate, by the way. Actually, worse than 25% accuracy rate on an 85% accurate move. In fact, even if I hit the rest of those attacks, we would have had 50-50. So, I mean, I don't need to say much else. But what I was talking about is I think technical difficulties can still be applied, or you can suffer under it, because apply sounds a bit more positive. You can still, so we can still get technical difficulties in a non-town mystery, which is to be expected. I expect that to happen. Unfortunately, if you're unlucky, then you get stacks of it. And we continue getting Smoke Break, which normally would be okay, but we're on Eldritch Parasite, so we get nothing for it. So, as we try to do our best, we took a lot of stamina damage, by the way. We are thankfully going into our last mystery, but you can survive like this. It's just not great. And we do need to run from this. So, take our out and move on. If I fought that Rumu Ghost properly, I promise you we would not make it out of this run. So, but to note though, I'm pretty sure I took enough damage. We're looking for, especially with like a surplus of like 10% Doom, we definitely could have gone fishing for Ghostly Spear and Mind Drain. And for those who are completely new to World of Horde, this is 3 Smoke Breaks. You know, let me give you some backstory here. I might as well while we're sitting here and getting rid of technical difficulties. So I used to make a series, if you really don't know, called Event of the Day, and I was specifically trying to farm for Smoke Break, and among like 10 plus runs, I could not run into Smoke Break. And when I say 10 plus runs, I mean I literally just hit investigations back to back to back until we pretty much neared 100%, and then I just reset when I didn't run into it. So me getting Smoke Break 3 times in one run is makes me feel so bad. Considering the other episode, I think a more recent episode as well, I ran into Smoke Break like twice and then got Coughing Blood. So I mean, I don't know what you want from me, but as we're taking Doom in the face here, on top of having the Crestfallen Mask, you know, all things considered, maybe this room was just really doomed, especially if we roll 11s. Oh no, my Charisma's at 3. Oh, but yeah, there's not really much else to say. We can still survive. But boy, oh boy, if I don't stop rolling 12s, I'm so tired right now, I think we're dead because of the lighthouse. We'll take another look-see, but I don't remember my second encounter. I don't remember my second encounter. Do we have the 6th floor? We do. So we lose. I don't have a light source either, so we definitely lose 5 reason, unfortunately. And that will be the end. So there was a way to mitigate that. Oh, it's by increasing your stats. Unfortunately, Yashiro has pretty low charisma, so even if I wanted to increase charisma, the light source, funny enough, was the more likely option to gamble for if we were to look for it somewhere. But again, not really any point saying much else. Unless the Ritual Mask or Patino Ring lights up in the dark, not much we can do except start climbing. And no, we die at the very end. So we'll try to double up on charisma. It's not gonna work, but fun times, right? And this is partly due to the fact that I think I left some stacks of technical difficulties. So if I had gotten rid of them, I would have actually been able to survive. Keep that in mind. The reason why I say that, well, not keep that in mind. Note, the reason I say that is because I exactly had 5 reason, and that's how much reason you lose if you fail both or all the reason checks in the lighthouse, which are 2, which is the charisma check and the light check, which when you fail both of those, you lose 2 reason and 3 reason respectively. Yes, I had to talk for a bit, but I know you was my second mystery, but since the thingamajiggy procced, we don't even get to guess what our second encounter was. So without further ado, I guess I'll just see you in the next video!